Amazon has finally thrown their hat into the ring and made a video game, New World. I gotta say, it's pretty damn good. So if you're brand new to the game, I got 15 tips that every new player needs to know. This next tip is actually a quality of life improvement. Don't forget to enable extra ability cooldowns. So instead of as you're fighting, always looking down to your weapon bar to see your cooldown when you can activate it next, if you have this active, it actually puts the cooldown right in the center of your screen where your character is so you can see them immediately. Weight is the determining factor in the game, meaning once you become over encumbered, you have too much on your person. You can't run anymore. You walk really slow. You can't teleport. You'll have to either drop valuable items from your inventory or trade them to another player so that you can move around. To help you keep an eye on this, instead of going back and forth into your inventory, down at the bottom right is a little bag icon. As you fill up with weight, a circle will slowly move around. As you're grinding out board quests and doing all kinds of things in a territory, don't forget as you increase your standing, you will unlock upgrades and perks for that particular territory. Make sure that you grab them. I myself didn't even know this was a thing until well after 10 hours of gameplay. And then asking in global chat, there was a number of new players as well that didn't even realize that this was a thing. Make sure you get these. They're extremely beneficial. You can get all kinds of things from bonus XP to increased bank space in that particular hold, to faster resource harvesting, all kinds of things. Make sure you grab yours when they're available. This next tip is for all my hoarders out there. Don't hoard your old gear. You're going to out level things quickly as you level, even if it's a piece of gear that you really love. If you've out leveled it, break it down for repair parts. Don't try to sell it. The gold that you're going to get isn't worth it. The only way you can get repair parts is by breaking down your own gear. You can't trade the repair parts. You can't buy the repair parts. You can't do anything like that. The only way to get it is yourself. So every weapon type in the game actually has to be leveled on its own. My advice to you guys is to actually try all of them early. Get a feel for the ones you like, because the levels come quick in the beginning, but as you get higher in level with that weapon, progress slows real fast. So about level 15 to 20, you really want to hone in on two that you're really going to go all in on. That way, late game, when you get that great weapon drop, you'll have all the points needed to use it effectively. This next one comes actually from my wife. I didn't even know it was a thing. Use your compass to track what you're doing. Before you say, duh, I'm not talking about quests. I'm talking, for me specifically, in my instance, I was hunting 15 small rabbits for a town board quest. I couldn't find them anywhere. My wife was running around getting them all, and I had no idea how she was finding them because I couldn't see them. She came down and actually pointed out that you can actually see them on your compass. So this is really true as well for resource nodes. There's a level that you can track these items. On resources, you'll see two numbers. One where you can harvest it, and then another number underneath it where you'll see where you can track it. When you get within a certain distance, for me, rabbits, because they disappear in the grass, you can actually see it on the compass. And if you stop, you can actually see it move in what direction that it's moving. Okay, so the game map is actually huge, and there's a lot of space between each point that you're going to. When you're out doing whatever you're doing, don't forget to leave a camp nearby to serve as a spawn point, because if you die, you're going to have to go all the way back. Each town has carts that you can loot. While you might not need these items right now, you will in the future, and you will have those items instead of having to go out and buy them or grind for it. Instead of using all your potions every time you need to restore your health, consider using food and its heal over time effect in the first 20 to 25 seconds after eating them. So banks aren't actually linked globally, meaning what I put in one town's bank, I can't pull out in the next town's bank. I actually found this very annoying because each territory has abundance of different things. and what you harvest or do in one area and throw in the bank, you can't pull out in the next town that has a higher tier workstation. There's a couple ways around this. You can hoof it, you can just throw it on your back, and you can walk there or teleport there, depending on how you get around, or you can list it on the auction house. Now, up front, you're going to incur a little bit of a fee. However, if it's items that are extremely heavy, say for instance, stone, you may want to consider putting a ton of that item on the auction house. You can list up to 100 items and they'll be listed for up to 14 days. Once you get to the town hold that you really want to use the workshop at, you can pull that item out of the auction house and leave it in the bank. And as you craft, the crafting station will actually pull from your inventory as well as your bank. You can only check into one inn at a time. It's actually a really good free teleport every hour, but you can only do one at a time. You can, however, buy a house in every city as long as you have the corresponding territory reputation to do so. So if you plan on playing this game for a long time or an extended period of time, you may want to consider down the road buying houses in each town. This way, every 3 hours, you'll be able to teleport to that town for free. Kind of think of it as buying a lifetime bus pass. Faction tokens cap, so don't save them all up as you go. When you get them, just spend them. When you first enter a new area, one thing you need to do is go to town and check the town board for quests. These are essentially side quests that update on a regular basis, and it'll send you out to do any number of things, from harvesting resources to clearing out an area. It's a great way not only to get items and resources, but also increase your territory standing for that particular area. Talking about board quests, this actually leads me to my next tip. I always get extras. So if it sends me for resources, I always get extra of that resource. Not only am I training my harvesting and crafting skills, but there's been a few times where I've gone back to the board to select a new mission, and all I've had to do is accept a mission, and then I can complete it immediately after because I had extra of that item in my inventory or in my bank in that hold. For tip 15, at the end of playing, try to log out in a town because when you log in the next day, you'll have what's called a well-rested bonus. You'll get XP at an accelerated rate. So if you have a list of quests that are finished that have a high XP yield, save those for when you log back in, turn those in, and you'll get an accelerated bonus on XP. You can see the XP as a blue bar down at the bottom of your screen.